Hey you, and welcome back to another episode of What's Next with Morel. So if you're a Christian girl or guy and you are in the workplace, whether corporate or industrial, whatever industry you're in, then take a moment because this reflection is just for you. Today I want to talk about or reflect on what does faith actually look like in the workplace? How can we represent ourselves as Christian folk in the workplace? And I'm not talking about like in theory or in this perfect work environment. Not that there's really a perfect working environment, but I'm talking about like real workspaces where there are pressures and deadlines and different personalities and colleagues that drive you insane and bosses that are sitting on your neck, and it's budget meetings and conference calls. I'm talking about the actual day-to-day hecticness of workplaces and the moments that really do test your patience in the workplace. Because let's be honest, sometimes there's this idea that when you're a Christian, you gotta live out your faith in the sense of you gotta say the right things and you gotta do the right things and you gotta be visibly spiritual. But in reality, most of the time, it's a lot quieter than that. And honestly, your faith should be more powerful without you having to say much, but just your daily actions, the way you carry yourself, the things that you do when nobody's watching. So when I was in the workplace, there were things that I would do that would help me live out my faith. And today I just want to go through practical ways to help you live out your faith in the workplace without being preachy, without, being overbearing, without being too loud, but just subtle ways that you can live out your faith in the workplace and still stand out. And the first one would be how you respond when you're under pressure, because there are some jobs that are really, really pressurizing day in and day out. And how you react to that pressure is very important as a believer. You don't react instantly, but you choose calmness rather than escalating a situation, rather than reacting and making a situation even bigger than it needs to be. Taking a moment just to, count to 10 if you have to inwardly, and then come back with the response, or, walk away from a situation, say, I cannot deal with this now. I will be with you. Give me 5 minutes, give me a minute just to breathe and compose myself. That is one way of living out your faith in the workplace. Another thing is integrity when nobody is watching. Doing what is right isn't only when people can see or when people can applaud or when people can take note of it. Doing what's right is more important when people aren't watching and when it doesn't benefit you. And when you choose that, that is also part of living out your faith in the workplace when nobody is watching. How you treat people who can't do anything for you. The cleaner, the lady that makes the tea, the person that works at the printer, the receptionist, whoever it is in your workplace that you deem either under you or lower than you, well, not lower than you, but somebody that has a lower position than you. How you treat those people matter. Those people that you feel like cannot do anything for you in the workplace. The guy that is in the parking lot, the security guard. How you treat them matters, because kindness without an agenda is important. You don't need an agenda to be kind. You don't need to be kind to somebody just because they can pay you or they can recognize you or they can put you in position. That's not how kindness works. Because in as much as you can be kind to the managing directors and the CEOs, you can also be kind to the security and the call guard. That kindness also matters. So how you treat people who cannot do anything for you is another reflection of your faith in the workplace. Your boundaries, not overextending yourself just to please people. Yes, being kind is one thing, but always just being a yes person and wearing yourself thin to please everybody else, that is not good. You've got to have boundaries in place. Help where you can. Help when it is necessary. Be kind as much as you possibly can. But also remember that you need to put boundaries in place and you should never be taken advantage of. Owning your mistakes. Humility is rare and it stands out. Everybody wants to have this chip on the shoulder. Everybody wants to have the final say. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to, just have the last word. But sometimes owning your mistakes, when you are wrong, if you've made a mistake, if you've made a mess up on something, take ownership of it. There's nothing wrong with saying, yes, I messed up. I wasn't focused. My mind was somewhere else. Take ownership of that. Own it. Humble yourself. Apologize if you need to. That is a reflection of faith in your workplace. The way you handle difficult people. You don't have to absorb everything, but also you don't have to become harsh. There's always going to be difficult people in every industry you work in or any industry that you come across. There's always going to be that one or two people that are just difficult to please. Nothing you do is right. They complain about everything. They nitpick about everything. Every job has them. I had them. You most certainly have them, or if not, you'll come across them at some point in your working life or in your career, on your career path. But you don't have to make it personal. You don't have to make it all about you. Sometimes it's stuff that they are dealing with, that they are projecting on you. So the one thing I learned how to do is not, which is hard in the beginning, don't internalize it. Don't personalize it. Don't make it about you. What did I do wrong? Did I say something to upset you? Did I say something to make you feel this way? When you start asking those questions and you start now putting yourself at fault and excusing the other person's behavior, difficult people are difficult people, and there's nothing that we can do about them. We can be kind and as much as we can, but they are always going to be like that. And also, I don't have to respond to that difficultness or respond to that kind of a personality by being like that. Yes, I can be firm. Yes, I can put boundaries in place, but I don't have to respond with harshness or with rudeness. I don't have to stoop down to that person's level to make my voice be heard or to make me feel validated or seen. So yeah, the way you deal with difficult people in your workplace is also a reflection of your faith. You definitely don't have to match them or meet them where they are. And quiet consistency, showing up in the same way, steady, grounded, and dependable. Each and every day, make sure you show up in the ways that you're supposed to show up on your job. Make sure you stay grounded. Make sure you're a dependable person, somebody that can be relied on. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Don't flip-flop. Don't leave people hanging. If you're part of a team, play your part on the team. Don't do things half-heartedly. Show up. Show up. You don't always have to be loud. You don't always have to, make a noise to make your point or get your point across. Just showing up daily, doing what you do daily, being committed daily, being pleasant, polite daily. That, my friend, is how your faith will show up and reflect in your workplace without you having to preach all the time or without you having to declare every day that I'm a Christian. It's simple things that you can do on a daily basis, each and every day, that will set you apart from everybody else in your workplace, because people will look at you and say, there's something different about you. You're carrying something different. And I want to be like that. And I want to compose myself like that, or I want to show up in my workspace or workplace like that. Even if you are somebody that owns a business, the same thing applies to you as well, or these same practical ways apply to you as well. There's a scripture that speaks about working as if you are working for God and not for people. It's found in Colossians 3:23. And that when you make that a personal mantra on how you do things, not just in the workplace, whether it's in your family, whether it's in your business, whatever it is, when you make that your personal mantra, that whatever I do, I'm doing it for God, then that shifts everything, because now it's not about performing, it's about aligning. It's about aligning with God's will and God's purpose for your life. So maybe living your faith at work isn't about being loud. Maybe it's about being different in the way people can feel around you. People posture themselves around you, not perfectly, but just intentionally. Maybe what's next for you isn't trying to prove your faith, but quietly live in it. In how you show up, in how you respond, and how you carry yourself, even in the most ordinary moments. So thank you for sitting with me in today's reflection about living out your faith in the workplace. I hope this blessed you, and I look forward to sitting in the next reflection with you. See you soon.